Hey, this is Courtney Wilson, and I am a recording artist. When I think of elevating, I think of expanded perspectives. Like the higher you go, the more you can see, and the more you can see, the more you can take account of. I feel elevated a couple of ways. One, when I have my first cup of coffee, which I have not had yet, but I will have it. And when I'm physically fit, like when I'm exercising in a disciplined, consistent way. So I use my gifts to elevate the community, first of all, by recognizing that it's about more than my singing when I show up somewhere. It's about my presence. It's about my being. It's the way you show up. It's the way you acknowledge other people in the frame, so to speak. And that, everybody's on this path to elevation. Everybody's on this path to seeing more, doing more, being fully realized. And if there are ways you can facilitate that with a hug or a smile or just a kind word, that's a blessing too, beyond whether you get a chance to sing or not. Because I was at the White House, but they just invited me to be in the building. And I was elevated because I'd never seen anything like that before. I think people had a good time while I was there. I didn't make it, we added to the party. I put it like that, When do I feel most inspired? I got to go back to my cup of coffee. I got to go back to the physical exercise. I got to go back to the spiritual disciplines of meditation and prayer and listening. It's a tough question because inspiration for me just comes in different places. It might be a conversation I have or something that's sparked in that conversation that I can't let go of. I don't think I have a when I'm most inspired moment. It's more like I'm always on the lookout for it. To go back to a phrase, elevates me. My back went out about 2 years ago, which really impacted me. Because I'm getting older and I thought, man, maybe my back is going out because I'm older. I ran out of time. Fortunately, I encountered some muscle activation and movement that I've been employing here for the last year and a half that have really changed my life. And one of the reasons it's changed my life is I made a spiritual connection to it that, our Bible says that we are a body of Christ and that no part of that body matters more than another. And I realized in my physical life that I hadn't been attending to certain parts of my body, whether it was my foot or my calf or making sure my knees are in proper order. I hadn't been making sure that blood was flowing the right way to all of those places. And blood is where you heal. The blood is the power to heal if you can get it to flow to the right places. So I've been really focusing on that of late. It's really helped me out a lot. And I've made this body, mind, spirit connection in the way I practice it as well. We're all connected. It's like once you realize that your well-being is not independent of other people's well-being, whether you are conscious of it or not, whether you're paying attention to it or not. It helps you to walk a bit more circumspectly. It prayerfully gives you some humility as you encounter different people. And I found too that sometimes blessings are tied to people that you wouldn't suspect. So sometimes you think you should be connected in one way to the community, and if it turns out, if you have a little imagination about the way you should connect in other ways, it could bless you in ways you hadn't imagined, or bless you in ways you had been anticipating but it had not come yet. I remember being a child and playing on my front porch doing this. It's like what I'm doing now is what I did as a child before I knew it was even something to do. The older I've gotten, the more mature I've gotten, the more I realize how much value I bring when I do it, how much it's impacting people way beyond what I could even have conceived in terms of encouraging people and esteeming people. Those two things in particular are very important to me, that you feel esteemed, really tied to your identity and its value and its worth in community, and that you are encouraged to contribute to community, or encouraged to say no to the things that could be toxic to you and the people that you're connected to. And those two things are important to me. And so that's what keeps me going, keeps me singing, contributing, listening for and waiting to perceive moments of inspiration and then acting on them. I'm enrolled in seminary right now. The program is called the Masters of Public Ministry program with Garrett Evangelical. It's a program they started about 5 years ago that looks at the intersection of theology and theories and systems of sociology and tries to identify how these different systems intersect sometimes to frustrate justice for people and how we might go deeper in terms of our theology to confront these systems and give justice for all. Hey, this is Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're tuned in to Elevate.